Most people think productivity is about grinding harder or managing time better. But science says otherwise. It's about managing your brain chemistry. More specifically, dopamine, the neurotransmitter responsible for motivation, drive, and reward. And here's the twist. If you learn to intentionally trigger dopamine in the right way, you can transform procrastination into consistent action. This is not a gimmick. This is biology. Let's dive into how to work with your brain's reward circuitry to build habits that last and motivation that doesn't fade. Understanding dopamine and reward prediction. Dopamine is not the reward itself. It's the anticipation of reward. When your brain expects something good, dopamine surges, propelling you into action. This is called reward prediction, and it's how habits are formed. The problem? Modern distractions hijack this system. Social media, clickbait, sugar-all deliver cheap dopamine, which blunts your sensitivity over time. But when you realign your dopamine system with goal-directed behavior, you gain a superpower: sustained motivation. Research 1. A 2023 study from MIT showed that dopamine doesn't just fire when you receive a reward, but before it, based on your brain's prediction. Researchers found that higher reward prediction error correlated with stronger motivation and learning retention. Takeaway: when you align expectations with effort and reward, your motivation surges. The dopamine productivity loop. To hack productivity, you need to create a dopamine loop. Q. The trigger, for example, a morning routine. Routine the action, for example, writing 500 words. Reward the outcome, for example, a small treat or break. When repeated consistently, this loop hardwires the action into your brain. But here's where most people fail. They either don't celebrate the small wins, or they pair the wrong cues with the wrong rewards. Neuroscience says rewarding progress, not just outcomes, keeps the dopamine loop alive. Micro goals equals micro dopamine hits break tasks into micro goals. Each completed mini task gives you a dopamine spike, reinforcing motivation. The brain loves closure. Checking a box feels good because it signals completion. Set goals small enough to complete in 5 to 15 minutes. The satisfaction trains your brain to crave productivity instead of distractions. Research 2. A 2024 paper in the journal Neuropsychology demonstrated that individuals using microgolic systems showed significantly higher striatal dopamine activation compared to those with vague or long-term goals. Translation: smaller goals equals stronger brain rewards, equals more momentum. Control your inputs. Cut the dopamine hijackers. To make dopamine work for you, you need to reduce competing inputs. Every time you scroll Instagram while working, you teach your brain that distractions are more rewarding than effort. Ways to reduce dopamine hijackers: put your phone in another room during deep work. Avoid multitasking, especially during tasks that require focus. Use apps like Freedom or Cold Turkey to block addictive websites. Let your brain associate satisfaction with productive effort, not passive consumption. Use temptation bundling. Pair a productive task with something enjoyable. For example, only listen to your favorite podcast while exercising. Drink your favorite tea while doing admin work. Watch a show only after 90 minutes of deep work. This pairs high-value rewards with delayed gratification and builds anticipation, which spikes dopamine before and after effort. The power of novelty and challenge. The brain releases more dopamine in response to novelty and challenge. If your routine is stale, your motivation drops. Add freshness, change your work environment. Use a timer to gamify focus. Pomodoro technique. Set stretch goals with slightly higher difficulty. Research 3. A 2023 Neuroscience study from the University of Cambridge showed that novelty increased dopamine release in the nucleus accumbens and improved task engagement by 37%. Want more motivation? Make your tasks just challenging enough to stay interesting. Use the Zeigarnik effect. The brain remembers incomplete tasks better than completed ones. This psychological principle is called the Zeigarnik effect. Start a task and then deliberately leave it unfinished during a break. Your brain will stay engaged and crave completion. Start with just 5 minutes. Once your brain has started, it'll want to finish. This creates a natural pullback into the task. Action plan. Build your dopamine productivity engine. Start with morning momentum. Use a cue, coffee, music, journaling to trigger your first micro goal. Break down goals. Make your goals small enough to win quickly. Completion equals dopamine equals progress. Celebrate small wins. Reward yourself consciously after finishing tasks. Limit dopamine leakage. Avoid checking social media, email, or messages during focused work. Introduce novelty. Refresh your routines regularly. Try new locations, challenges, or formats. Bundle rewards. Use enjoyable stimuli to reinforce effort-based tasks. Leave tasks unfinished. Use the Zeigarnik effect to keep motivation alive during breaks. Your productivity isn't broken. It's just misaligned with your biology. The good news: you don't need more hustle. You need better brain chemistry. When you learn how to hack your brain's reward system by understanding how dopamine works, you stop fighting procrastination and start flowing with purpose. Try just one of these hacks today. Start small. Let dopamine work with you, not against you. And if this gave you value, like, comment, and subscribe. This channel is built for minds like yours, curious, motivated, and ready to grow. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.